I was hired as a security guard at Disneyland. Today, I found out why people go missing. When I was tasked with monitoring the security cameras at Disneyland, I thought nothing could ever go wrong. The happiest place on earth, right? Looking back, I now realize how stupid that sounds. It was my second week on the job, and everything had been normal, quiet even. A few kids wandering away from their parents, lost and found issues, the typical chaos of a theme park. But nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing that made me think twice about the job. That was until last night. It was just after midnight. The park had closed, and I was pulling a late shift. Most of the cameras were set to night mode, the rides standing still and silent. Occasionally, I'd spot a maintenance worker doing their rounds, but otherwise, the park was a ghost town. Around 2 a.m., one of the feeds from It's a Small World flickered. I stared at it for a moment, figuring it was just a glitch. It happens sometimes. Old tech, faulty wiring, nothing to worry about. But then I noticed movement. A figure was walking through the ride, slowly making their way past the eerily still dolls. It was too dark to see much detail, but something about the way the person moved felt off. Their steps were jerky, almost mechanical, like they weren't supposed to be there. My stomach tightened. I leaned forward, zooming in on the camera, but the figure had already moved out of frame. I switched to the next camera, tracking their movements. They weren't a maintenance worker. They weren't in a uniform. Just a shadowy figure weaving between the stationary boats, heading deeper into the ride. I picked up the radio, about to call it in, when something else caught my eye. One of the dolls, those creepy, grinning dolls, had turned its head. Just slightly, but enough that it was looking directly at the camera. I blinked, sure that I was seeing things. Dolls didn't move on their own, right? I switched to another camera. The figure was gone, and the doll was back in place, as if it had never moved. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. I pulled up the archived footage, scrolling back through the last few hours. Everything looked normal at first, until I noticed something chilling. People. Dozens of people walking through the park, after hours. But these weren't regular visitors. They moved in strange, unnatural ways, limbs stiff, heads tilted at odd angles, like they were puppets being pulled by invisible strings. And none of them showed up during the day. These figures, they only appeared after midnight. I started to panic. Flipping through the different camera feeds, I realized the figures weren't just at It's a Small World. They were everywhere. The rides, the walkways, even the character meet and greet areas, hundreds of them, all wandering aimlessly as if searching for something. My hand shook as I tried to radio the rest of the team. Static. No response. Suddenly, one of the monitors cut to static, and then another, and another. Soon, I was left staring at nothing but a wall of black screens. My radio crackled, and a voice came through, faint and garbled. "Leave, now." I froze. The voice wasn't one I recognized, and it sounded wrong, distorted, like it was coming from somewhere deep underground. I stood up, heart racing, trying to figure out what to do next when the door to the security office creaked open. I whipped around, expecting to see a coworker, but the hallway was empty. My gut twisted. I could hear something though, a soft, shuffling sound, like footsteps, slow, deliberate, moving closer. I backed away from the door, my mind racing. Should I stay? Should I run? Every instinct screamed at me to get out of there, but I couldn't just leave. I had to know what was happening. Against my better judgment, I left the security room, stepping into the dark, deserted hall. The shuffling sound grew louder, and I realized it was coming from one of the rides, Pirates of the Caribbean. I made my way through the empty park, my footsteps echoing off the silent buildings. As I approached the ride, I could see the boats, still floating through the darkened caverns, the animatronic pirates frozen in their lifelike poses. But there was something else. Movement. Real movement. A man, dressed in a park uniform, was standing in one of the boats. At first I thought he was just another worker, but then I saw his face, or rather, I saw what was left of it. His skin was pale, almost translucent, like he hadn't seen daylight in years. His eyes were hollow, lifeless. "You're dead now,"